Josh Snares has decided to make this video recently called Building a Dalek with Aaron Vanderkley. Now, if you must know, this does include classic and modern Daleks. Apparently, Josh Snares, is going to teach us how to build a Dalek, and I thought it would be a very informal video if you guys want to know how to actually build Daleks, and that in real life, of course. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin observing it now. So here's the video itself, let's observe it now.
I think every Doctor Who fan wants to own the TARDIS or K9.
I don't know if this is indeed copyrighted. I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. Anyway, yes, here's the video, let's
or a Dalek, and it's one of those dreams that everyone has, but to have the opportunity to be able to build one is, you know, next level. So my dad, when I was a kid, made me a TARDIS console, he made me a police box, and then from that I learned how to make it.
This is actually a really put together well video. I'm actually saying that.
Myself, and that has sort of followed me throughout my sort of film career, and so I build sets and do production design things and things like that. So the chance to make a Dalek was kind of too good to miss. I first got into Doctor Who through my dad.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking this video a bit more seriously, because yeah, I don't want to be all goofy in that, no. I'm taking this video very seriously and in-depth.
Dad, I was probably about 4 or 5, and Dad had rented out a VHS copy of Spearhead from Space, and I had nightmares that night, and I can still remember the nightmares vividly of being chased by Autons down a British high street, and I never looked back.
Wow.
When I was a kid, my dad built me a TARDIS console. It was a 4-sided TARDIS console, just one off the Daypole one. But yeah, you know, Dad built it from memory or pictures or things like that, and so, you know, I knew as a kid it wasn't quite what it was supposed to be. And then when he built me a TARDIS, you know, it only had the doors part, there wasn't anything on the sides and stuff, so there were things that I knew I could do to sort of tweak it. And then in about 2007, I built my own new series Dalek, and we built a K9. When I got into sort of Star Trek fan filmmaking, which is where sort of I'm, I guess, most well known online, we built sets, costumes, props for all.
I see, so you're very well known in your creations of Star Trek, like fan films. Interesting.
All that. I've developed a sort of interest in production design and building things from like starships and alien prisons and temples and caves and Jeffries tubes and corridors and things like that. So from a childhood thing with my dad building stuff into having the opportunity to build all these massive sets and props and costumes for my fan films, it's like come full circle, and all those skills that, you know, my dad taught me and I've learned and developed, we're able to share with people online, which is awesome.
That's actually impressive, actually, because yeah, a lot of people who are like big time YouTubers and that, I adore what they do. People can actually make movies on YouTube. No YouTuber could have done that in the no YouTuber could have done that in the past, in the early 2000s, but now you got these like big ultra A-list YouTubers like Markiplier, and that is just amazing. Yeah, and yeah, you got A-list YouTubers like Markiplier and that who can literally, as I said, make full-on movies like that. Yeah. And oh yeah, something I need to say. Apparently Markiplier is also making a movie himself. Yeah, I presume he'll have the same like production team and acting props and all that stuff to make his movie. But I don't know if it'll be related to his movie, to his TV show, which he's currently starring in. I think it's called The Edge of Sleep. It was originally a audio thing for the I think for Spotify, but I can't remember. But it's terrific what some YouTubers nowadays can do anything.
So how the new series Dalek came about, which was the first Dalek that I built, I was just searching a website called Gumtree, which is essentially like a sort of online marketplace, and someone was getting rid of the Dalek dome and the Dalek shoulder section for a new series Dalek, and for something stupid like $200. And I was like, that's mine, I don't care if I have to drive an hour to go get it. Over the next couple of years, I sourced bits and pieces from different online retailers or fans that had built different pieces and slowly put together the new series Dalek.
Incredible.
But for the second Dalek, which is the one that's behind me today, that one, aside from the dome, we built from scratch. So it was a completely different learning experience on how to build a classic Dalek versus a new series one. Certainly the shoulder section, which is what I was dreading to do and was the hardest part. So yeah, it's
So you're literally doing what, you know, that female in Resolution, where she was building the Dalek. You're basically doing that. That's amazing.
It's been great to sort of live out a lifelong dream. So the good thing about building a Dalek
Impressive dream.
is that there are so many fans online who have built communities about building Daleks. So a prime example is Project Dalek, which is a website resource and also an online forum where people...
There's an actual website where people make... Oh my god, wow. Where people actually make Daleks. It's incredible.
will share not only their...
Yeah, I actually want to do that. Yeah, I wanna contact him. I wanna contact him to yeah, man. Yeah, I wanna contact him to explain to me how to actually make a Dalek, because if ever is another gathering thing that's right, I went to a gathering in the past a while ago, but I think if I go to the gathering again and you know get and like build my casing in real life, that'd be amazing.
build diaries, but also
I really wanna I wanna contact Aaron to explain to me how to build a Dalek, because I really want to do that.
3D parts and plans and a builder's guide. That's what I used to build the parts for the new series Dalek that I didn't have. So the skirt, the neck section, and they also indicated which retailers or suppliers you could get bits like the sort of rings for the eyes and things like that.
Okay.
People are willing to help you. The plans that have been compiled online are second to none. People have meticulously gone over, whether it's a screen use prop or whether it's stills from the actual show to work out, which Dalek is which. And to have that access to that information is just mind-blowing. And this is never going to be 100% accurate Dalek ever, because I'm just not capable of doing that. But there are people out there who are so good at what they do and are so talented, and the fact that they're willing to share all this information for free and support other filmmakers or other fans is incredible.
Yeah, very incredible.
I think with the new series Dalek, a lot of the design elements are very sort of self-contained. So you have those slat sections around the midsection, which are all sort of one piece. And if you can source them online, pretty easy to install. Whereas with the sort of classic series Dalek, there's a sort of collar section, which is one piece, and that has to be sort of chopped out the right distance, and then you have a mesh section that goes on top, and then on top of that you have these slats which are pop riveted in. So it's a little bit trickier, but building it almost from scratch, you know, aside from the dome, has really shown me how clever the original designers were on being able to take a plan from somebody and to replicate that with less resources than, you know, I probably would ever have, and to be that innovative and to put those parts together to make something that's completely unique and completely iconic. That's incredible. First of all, I'm no professional builder. I'm building this for fun with the resources I have available. I'm in Australia. The UK sometimes has a bit of different materials. For example, I couldn't find bendy MDF, which seems to be, you can find it anywhere, but apparently here it's not something they stock in the hardware store. So trying to get that sort of shoulder section curved took a little bit of trial and error. I'm very thankful that my dad is very clever at electronics, so he was able to wire up an eye.
Yeah, I can imagine it would take some time to actually perfect and build it.
That lit up. And also online there is a fan who produces different sort of not only lights but also the covers for the lights and even bits of the gun and the plunger and things like that. So they were fairly easy to assemble and put on our Dalek, and you know, we know that this person has managed to get the egg cup, which is what the original Dalek light was on this particular Dalek, as accurate as possible, and it really sells not only the shape but the way the light lights up and the way it reflects off the rest of the dome, and when you see it on screen it does feel like it's a real 60s Dalek. I guess for me, the most enjoyable part of this whole process is that we actually had an end goal for this Dalek, and that it was going to be seen in a short film. So to see that hard work translated on screen is amazing, and the fact that we.
No way. Your Daleks were in a move. Oh yeah. Right, yeah, I need to contact him.
I think it looks as close as possible to what a screen-used Dalek would look like in the original 60s.
Amazing.
I had the pleasure of operating a Dalek for about 10 minutes for our little fan film project, whilst the other operator was being used in another bit. And you really have to be an octopus to operate a Dalek. I have found a new respect for every Dalek operator out there. It is probably the most complicated thing to operate, just because you're being asked to do a lot of things at the same time, whether it's move forward, hit the mark, which you can't see. You need to move the head, do the lights. You know, ours, we didn't actually have the eye moving up and down, so we had to position it manually. But, you know, that was another thing to try and make sure that it was lining up to the right actor, whether you have to use the plunger or the gun and it was so much going on, and it was hot, and you're trapped in a tin can and you can't really move properly. A little secret, unfortunately, is that our Dalek doesn't have a seat, so it was real leg day, you know, for myself for 10 minutes, but also for Maximiliano, who was operating the Dalek. So yeah, you know.
I can imagine that.
Whenever you see a Dalek on screen, give a thought to that operator inside, because I'm sure they're doing hell.
Yeah, credit to the operator. Yeah. I think they must have a lot of fun piloting Daleks.
So if you're interested in staying up to date with our Dalek project, you can find me at Aaron Vanderkley Filmmaker on Facebook. Otherwise, if you're interested in Star Trek and Star Trek fan films, you can check out our award-winning Star Trek fan films at Voyager's Fan Film, either on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram.
Yeah.
Don't forget to click below to subscribe.
Yeah, I'll consider it. Yeah, indeed. I'll probably do it in a future. Yeah, Yeah, I'll do that. I'll most definitely do that. Anyway, yes, it's time to end now. Though, anyway, my fellow subjects, yeah, that was amazing. I enjoyed that. I really did. Thank you. Yeah, but yeah, I'll definitely consider having a look at AV filmmaker. But anyway, yeah, because I really would like to contact you and talk about basically how to make a casing, a Dalek casing, because I'd really like to. I'd really like to. Anyway, yeah, see you all in the next video then. Goodbye.
Thanks all for the enjoyable video today. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Dalek Empire, or you will be exterminated. There will be no resistance. I am the God of all